Hey, it's Adam, Avalon Auto, Alpharetta, Georgia, AvalonAutoAtlanta.com. Next up, 2001 Lexus ES300, 183,000 miles, great service history, all in Lexus drivers. Carfax doesn't have much, but Lexus drivers has a good amount of service history. So this thing is probably the cleanest 24-year-old car I've had. This one was at auction a few months ago. Butler Lexus trade-in. It looked phenomenal at the time. Timing stickers there, valve covers were done recently. Maintenance-wise, this thing was cherry. Super nice. And I had a buddy that was looking for something inexpensive and, reliable A to B car. I'm like, dude, you can't really get any more reliable than one of these old things. And the service all, backed that up. However, we took it in for inspection. It drove great when you drove it like grandma. As soon as you gave it some beans, the transmission slipped. So that sucked. That actually put my buddy out of the prospects because he couldn't afford the cost to replace the transmission. I'm like, don't worry, I'll just do my thing with it, restore it, and fix it up, and I'll sell it. So we got a used transmission because they're not common to go bad. Used transmission was also bad, which sucked. So got a new a reman from Lexus. So an OEM transmission from the Lexus dealer, comes with a warranty and all that. So we ended up putting that transmission in it. So we basically did 3 because the first one we did a flush and fill, and then that didn't do anything. Did a filter kit with it, didn't do anything. Put the used transmission in there. It had pretty much the same symptoms, a bad shift into second and third. And then, bit the bullet, went ahead and bought the almost $3,000 transmission from Lexus. And now it drives perfect as I thought it would. So the only cosmetic thing on this is the rear bumper's faded. Clear coat was busted on it. We're not going to send it to the paint shop. We could if you really want to. It's about another $350 or so, maybe $450, because you probably blend in some corners if you want that bumper painted. But outside of that, this thing is pretty perfect. Very small little scratch right here. Interior, again, this thing is just so fresh. Steering wheel's in great shape. Seats they look freaking new. Back seat looks fantastic. This did have an aftermarket radio in it when I got it. And it was a nicer radio, but it had some electrical ground issue that caused some static interference through all the speakers. It had this original radio in the trunk, so instead of going through all the wiring and everything, I just put the stock radio back. The aftermarket one's in the trunk. It's got the trim kit and everything with it. If you want to go down that rabbit hole and try to figure out what the bad ground or something was, have at it, but we're selling it stock. Again, 183,000 miles. One of my Lexus techs, he's got one of these as his daily commuter car. He's got a couple other Lexuses that are like his show and personal cars, but he drives one of these as a commuter car. It's got almost 300,000 miles on it. When I told him this one had a bad transmission, he was actually very surprised, and he recommended doing fluid changes first before we replace the transmission. It did also have some aftermarket LED headlights in the glove box. They're going with it as well. It's got the original 6-disc changer. Again, super clean. Everything works. The shifter handle, I'm going to see if I can get this re-dyed. I actually did this right there when I was changing out this head unit, because when I pulled the old one out, I didn't realize it was cutting into that. So my bad, but it is what it is. It's still a 2001. It's about to be 2025 tomorrow, but this thing is as clean of an old car as you're gonna find. The interior is freaking spotless. The only this, we could get that recovered too, but I am losing money on this. Just full disclosure, putting a $3,000 transmission plus labor twice, which was almost $2,000, was not an intention when I bought this thing. I'll also get some new hood shocks. I'll get those today. But timing was done in 2020 at 156. Valve covers, I believe, were done around the same time. OEM Lexus battery, I mean, this thing is spotless. We also did a new windshield on it. It had a pretty decent sized star right in the front. So new windshield. I did get all the wheels refinished and new tires. So it had Goodyears on it. We matched up Goodyears just because they were in stock at Express. The wheels were, I believe this Coach Edition has like a, almost like a darker gray color, but they were faded so bad, we just painted them a classic Lexus silver. They look great. So professionally refinished at one of our wheel shops. But this thing is super, super clean. Does have a backup camera, but again, that is part of the aftermarket radio. It did work, but I'm not an electrical type guy. I mean, I gave it a quick shot. I spent about 45 minutes tinkering with wires. But again, this Kenwood head unit, screen looked nice, but it had some bad sound coming out of it, static, like back feed or whatever through the speakers. So I just said, screw it, the OEM radio's here. Let me just get this thing ready for sale. And now it is. So beautiful 01 Lexus ES300, fully serviced. We've sent it back to the shop 4 times with the transmission issue. But again, you'll have paperwork with this transmission. It is OEM from Lexus. It is a remanufactured transmission from Lexus. They don't sell new ones for a 24-year-old car. But they did have remans that come with warranty. Everything's new, all the fluid, oil change, everything. So very nice, drives incredible. I'm basically going to price this for what I got in it. Let us know if you have any questions. AvalonAutoAtlanta.com. I love an old Lexus. These things are tanks. Again, my mechanic, one of my Lexus mechanics has one as his daily driver. I believe his is a 2000 or maybe a 99. And it's got, I think, at 300 or over 300,000 miles on it. And all he does is changes oil and fluids. So this thing's a tried and true beast of a car. Fantastic commuter car. Decent gas mileage. Drives amazing. And the interior on this one is as clean as I've seen. Does have heated seats. I believe these are aftermarket, but they work. So, AvalonAutoAtlanta.com. Sorry for the long video, but had a little story to tell with this one. Have a great day.